It has been so long. It has been so long since I made a video. So, today is September the 12th. I think the last time I made a video was sometime in August. And that's because September has been shit. Let me tell you, it was shit. The first few weeks, the first week I would say, was terrible. I easily, without a doubt, became depressed that week, which I had successfully somehow avoided. It had avoided me. Like I like to say, I haven't dated because I avoid women, but more accurately, they avoid me. Well, same thing with depression, right? But it hit me that week, and I lost my motivation to do everything. All the momentum I had built up with coding and that discipline of like keeping a really good streak going, I was feeling great about coding, and it was really fun. Lost it, and I'm not really interested in getting back into it right now. But that's also mainly because of other factors. I don't see the job outlook on coding. I think for most people, it's a great job. It's a great career to get into. For me specifically, no, I don't think it's the most practical. So I'm not going to get back into it. And let's see, what else has happened? I haven't been doing much, honestly. I'm really looking forward to a job that I might start on Monday if all goes well. Monday, what will that be? 13, 14, 15, 16. Monday the 17th. I really hope I start because I'm really eager to get into any type of work. If that job doesn't work out, the one that I've planned, what I'm thinking about doing is going into cigar lounges, real estate offices, or automotive shops. Just walking in and being like, hey, I'm interested in in your industry. I don't care what I have to do. Like, you can have me filing boxes, filing papers, do anything. I'm looking to get in. Do you have any entry level jobs open or something? That's the plan. I think the one I would like the most, what would it be? It might be real estate is interesting. Cigar lounge. I think the most practical would be just cigar lounges because all it is like it's a shop. It's running a cigar shop. It's running a lounge, and it's people skills, and you also get to learn like how to run a small business. But the thing I would like about real estate offices is that it's a little bit more corporate and like I think I have no idea what they're like, but I'm guessing it's an actual office with a lot of different people doing a lot of different jobs. So you have someone handling like calls. If it's like a big real estate thing, I don't know, firm, agency, whatever they're called, you have someone handling this, you have someone handling this, you have someone handling that. Whereas if you're not manufacturing cigars or importing cigars, if you just have a cigar shop, it's really just running the cigar shop, like being the manager there and kind of doing everything. I don't think it really specializes like more corporate sectors do. So I will take anything right now. Experience and money is experience and money. I can't be too picky, honestly, but I would like something in an office with other people and hopefully still the owner. Like small enough to be a small business, but big enough for there to be many different people to where there's a lot to learn. So like probably a small business the size of like 10 people. That would be perfect. I hope I could do that. And what else am I doing? Um, I didn't do much because I was just feeling like shit. It was terrible. Got into an argument with my best friend. We still haven't talked to each other since. I think we're both petty in that way, which is petty in the sense that, like, I don't know if you guys have had this, but like when someone's not talking, you don't want to be the first person to reach back out because then you look like a bitch. So you're like, I'm not going to reach back out. But then you know that they're thinking the same thing, like, I'm not going to reach back out because I'm not going to be the bitch. So that's what I'm not typically like that. But with this person in particular, I've learned that they won't reach back out. So I've had to in the past be the one that does it all the time, and I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is too low. This is too down bad. Even though we're just friends, I'm like, I have standards for the way anyone interacts with me, even children's babies. That baby is not leaving me on red. So yeah, friend troubles. I've been looking more into a lot of more legal stuff. I'm interested in law as it relates to business and just like taxes, things about like my personal life, how laws and taxes could affect me. So I've been doing a bit more research on that. I am getting myself started in the credit card journey. I applied for a credit card today. So I'm doing that. Here's what a new idea that I came up with today. Because like I have been out of the dating market for a bit. I've been interested in people, but it hasn't been working out well for me because there's just a lot not right with me. And so, and I'm glad it hasn't been working out because let me tell you, I would ruin someone right now. I don't think anyone can handle me right now. Not in a good way. Like, I will destroy them. Look what happens with my friends. Like, this friend, like, I cause trouble for no reason when there doesn't need to be. I make a mess. So it hasn't been working out. And the idea that I had was, what if I did this new thing where I just kept telling myself, I'm not going to date. Like, why would anyone date me if blank, blank, blank? So, for example, I also don't know how to drive. So, this thing I've been telling myself is, why would anyone date me if I don't know how to drive? So, then the point is to go out and learn how to drive. And then we move on to the next thing. Like, why would anyone date me if I don't have a good credit score? So, we do step one and we get a credit card. Because here's the thing. I love growing up. I really love it. I'm so glad I left college because I get to grow up just a year sooner than most people will. I wish I would have never gone so I could be doing the stuff that I'm doing right now when I was 18. But oh well, that's my time that I wasted. But the idea behind that is just to make myself a better person. Because I genuinely think in order to be a good father, you need to do a lot of things. Like, why would anyone choose to date me if I don't know how to change the tire on a car? Because I'm going to need to do that one day, and I'm definitely going to need to pass that down to my kids one day. Another thing is, why would anyone date me if I don't have, I'm going to say 6 figures in my bank account, at least. For emergency purposes, I at least know that I have good money left. And that's going to happen. Those are going to happen when I'm older. So why would anyone date me if I'm not prepared for emergency expenses? And we just keep on playing that game. And who knows? Maybe when I'm 25, I'm 21 right now. So maybe in 4 years, I won't have anything else to say. And that's my goal, is I will put myself back in the dating pool when I don't have anything else to say, when I can't think of anything else. That's when I'm going to be like, oh, maybe I'm ready now then. But until I stop finding things to say of, why would anyone date me if blank, blank, blank? I think I'm a bit off the market. And I like it because I'm really, really, really focused on just building my career and getting myself straight and maturing and adulting right now. Like, I'm so excited to work. I want to work all day, every day. If that means get a job from like 7 in the morning to 3 and then get another job from 4 to 8 or 4 to 12, I will do it. I genuinely will. I think I would love to work. If I can get 5 hours of sleep a night and work 19 hours, I'm in. I will do it. Genuinely, I would. I am so motivated to get my life in order right now. Like, I know a lot of people give shit to people like me. They say things like, oh, do you even have hobbies? Like, oh, do you even do things for fun? Do you even do things for yourself? Do you even have relationships or friendships? I'm like, motherfucker, the best thing that I can do for myself is get my life straight. Set up my finances, set up my career, gain experience, gain knowledge, and try to make a name and a good living for myself. And I don't see how it could go wrong, honestly. Because here's the thing. As long as it makes you happy and as long as you know what you're doing and you're doing it good, you're chilling. Who cares? Like like if I can get myself into a place where I'm working 19 hours a day, all I see is happiness for me. And I mean that, because 19 hours a day, that's 19 hours of learning. That's 19 hours of experience every day. Who knows what you could be learning? Who knows who you will become after a year of that? Like, I just don't know. I don't know what I'm going to learn. I don't know what I need to learn in order to run a business, in order to come up with ideas to disrupt businesses. I don't know. So the best thing that I can do for myself right now is to put so much time into just any job that I get, any jobs maybe, and just learn. Just get comfortable with anything, talking to customers, getting clients, handling work relationships, figuring out dynamics at work. Just get comfortable with life as it is. And hopefully it works out. So I think getting a job is like the first thing on my list. I have no money right now. I went down to zero. I went down to negative, actually. It's the first time I've ever been negative. It's a shame. It's a big shame. Get a job, and then get a card to start building credit. And then I think I save up for a car. I think a car is going to be the next. After the credit card, a car is going to be the next big thing. No, I think before a car, I want to actually optimize my health and wellness. So that means I've heard about this type of stuff like biohacking before, and I think I actually want to do it now. So I want to start monitoring my sleep and monitoring my nutrition. I think those are the two, and monitoring my intake. But I think what I consume already, like dietary, I'm actually not that bad. Like, I do eat a lot of junk food, but like what I actually eat on a daily basis, I think is pretty good. And when I actually get money, the thing about me is when I get more money, I actually eat healthier. I don't eat worse. I buy more fruits and I buy more veggies. So I think my nutrition is probably, compared to the average, pretty good. So that's not, yeah. I still want to do it. I want to see what more I can learn. My goal for nutrition is to do the Zoe nutrition thing. I know you have to send like feces samples. I think that's what it is. You send feces samples. They analyze the data, and they give you, I think you wear a watch too that tracks your levels of some chemicals as you go out throughout the day and as you eat things. And it tracks like the levels of each thing, and you can, based on that, say like, oh, if I eat fish, then this happens and I feel like this. So you start to make connections between what you eat and how you feel. And that's what I want to do. But again, I think my nutrition is going to be like, all right. It's going to be all right. I don't think it'll tell me anything that is going to blow my mind, but I'm still really looking forward to it. And I also, for sleep, I want to also a watch or something that just tracks my REM sleep and my deep sleep. Most importantly, the deep sleep, and see how I can fix that. And I know that for me is that I heat up a lot, so that would probably also mean buying some sort of blanket, like a cooling blanket that just allows heat to flow in and out easily. Because that's actually one thing my favorite ex, like we would talk about our lives, like, damn boy, we don't need a heater on. You are the heater. It's true. I radiate heat like crazy. So we have diet and we have sleep. And I think there's also going to be, I need skincare again. I haven't been using any skin treatment since I moved to Texas because I've had no job, so I didn't want to spend any money on unnecessary things, even though I spent a lot of money and probably more unnecessary things than skincare. So once we get money, I'll reestablish the skincare I always use. It has my skin has always looked decent. It definitely looks worse now. I can definitely tell it's a lot darker and there's more blemishes, I would say, than typical. But I also want to put sunscreen in my routine now. I never used sunscreen before, but now that I'm in Texas, even if I don't go out much, I'm in front of a window all the time, I want sunscreen. I believe in sunscreen now. So we have skincare, sunscreen. I'm also going to start to buy paraben-free products, which I heard recently from Saba Youssef. I hope that I pronounced that correctly. I hope I pronounced that correctly. She said that parabens increase estrogen in men, and I'm like, okay, I don't want that. Obviously, I am a man. Give me more testosterone. I probably already have enough as it is. Like, my hair grows back pretty fast, and I have facial hair and a lot of chest hair. The testosterone, then I'm a bitch. I'm angry. I'm an angry male. So my levels are probably not to be worried about, but I always want more. I could always use more. And less estrogen, of course. So, paraben-free products, paraben-free shampoo and conditioner, soap, or like body wash. I think I chose a body wash, and paraben-free hand soap as well. And I think those, maybe I'll have to go into deodorant too. And she specifically also mentioned perfumes, which sucks because I like my perfume collection. Maybe we'll skip out on the perfume part. Like, we don't have to be perfect, all right? I'm not insane. 90%. Like, I'll eat ice cream. I'll eat a whole tub. So, I wonder, what else am I going to focus on? It's really, like, I want a job. Yes, I really want money, but I just want experience. I want to learn what business is like in the real world. Like, I want to start reading the Wall Street Journal. I want to start reading about the economic cycles, how they work, and how every business sector relates to one another, and how just things work. I'm really interested in that. I feel like that's another thing. Like, why would anyone date me if I don't know how to operate a business or how the business sector works in any way? Like, why would anyone date me if I don't know financial terminology? And maybe, like, I have really high standards for what it means to be a man and a good father and a good husband. But, like, it's all the better for me. So, yeah. Oh, another thing. I've been reading a lot again. And, like, since I was feeling like shit, I also started watching a lot more YouTube videos. But here's the thing, like, I never really watch. It's hard to get myself to watch things that are purely entertainment. Like, I knew I was depressed when I started watching, like, Netflix and Hulu. Just to pass the time. That's when I... Benji is here. Hi. Oh, you found your ball! Yeah! Thank you. I'll have to continue this video once baby is gone, and once we're done playing in my room, because he likes to come in here and chill. So I will continue in a bit. All right, I'm back. Am I? There's always the danger of a little 2-year-old coming in here and just deciding that it's playtime. But since I have no job and the 2-year-old is my nephew, I usually abide by his time and not mine. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yes, I've been watching content and I've been reading books. And as I was saying, I'm not typically the guy who watches entertainment stuff like on Netflix and Hulu. I knew I was depressed when I was like, damn, I should probably watch I was watching Suits, and I was watching throughout the whole day because I did not want to do anything. I didn't want to have silence. I was like, I'm gonna cry, and it's not gonna be pleasant. But after about a week, and after about actually crying and taking some time off, I kind of got a lot better. And one of the things that I think really helped me, which if this ends up being constant, then 21 is really going to be a pivotal year for me. It already is a pivotal year, but this is going to add so much more like juice to this year, to this age. Because here's the thing, I read a book. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It, which already, like, stunning title, just beautiful, will easily capture my attention. I always talk about the game and playing the game. So any book, anything with that title of just the game of, you caught me, you caught my attention. So I read it. It was not at all what I expected. It was like a very motivational, I wouldn't even say self-help, but definitely how to like get the most out of your life. But it was very religiously based. It was religiously centered. It was have faith, believe in God, say your prayers, and what is right for you will come to you, and what is wrong for you will go away. And like, I am always open to new ideas. So when as soon as I noticed that it was going to be religiously based, I was like, oh, cool. I didn't really mind. I'm the type of person I will sit with both the victim and the offender, and I will treat them both fairly. I always like hearing both sides. I like hearing every side, and I don't cast judgment unless someone is being rude or unless someone is actually like being a bad person. Like, so I was going to deviate, but I'm like, nah, I won't deviate for now. But the book, anyways. So I have had a really, really, really big problem with anger and like just being a bad person to people I don't get along with or I have trouble getting along with. Like to most people, I'm good. But it's for some reason always the people that I really care about that I tend to be a dick with. And I don't know why. It's been 3 years since I like really noticed it, and it's really like played a factor in my life. It's been 3 years, about to be 4, and I can't for the life of me, like there's no reason. It's very similar to my problem with university and academics. Like I used to love learning about science and doing my homework, and okay, maybe not doing my homework, but I would be a good student, and I loved it, and I would do it. And then suddenly, second year of college, my first year was great grades, loved it, was having fun. Second year hits, and I just don't like it anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? So I struggled for a bit. To this day, I don't know. I don't know why I stopped liking it. And it's the same with anger. It's like, I can't explain it. I don't know why I get angry. I don't know why it happens. All I know is that it happens. And so with this book, there was a part in this book that said, and I remember it said, place all your anger, place all your fears, place all your worries and your anxieties, all your resentments towards other people, place them on God or Jesus and not the other person, so that the upper power can free you of those feelings and you'll be able to treat the other person a lot more respectfully, and you yourself will be a better person. And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. Like low key, like low key, like I don't know why this even happens. To me, it makes no sense. Like I have no desire to be angry, and a lot of the things that make me angry, I'm like, why do I care? Then internally, I'm like, I care. Rationally, I'm like, why do I care? And since I can't explain it, and I haven't been able to do anything about it, I'm like, you know what? This book is onto something. I'm going to blame you. When someone pisses me off, I'm going to be like, that's not your fault. That's God's fault. That's not your fault. God, take away my anger. This is your doing. And it's worked. And it's worked. Like, anytime with the sadness and like the anger that I've been feeling, I've just been like, you know what, God? Those emotions, if you won't tell me how to fix them, and if you won't show me how to fix them, I'm leaving it up to you. You take them. Like, I am more than happy to do my own part in my life, but if you don't give me the pathway, if you don't tell me what to do, I'm leaving it up to you. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've like, it honestly hasn't been a weird thing for me to experiment with, because, well, in a way, it's kind of like nothing else has worked. And this kind of makes sense. Like, since nothing else has worked, leave it up to the Lord. And it's been working. I don't know how, but yeah. So maybe this is the year where I become more faithful, not in a relationship. Of course, that will never happen. Just kidding. More faithful to a religion. Maybe September of 2023 was the year that I started to believe in an upper power, in God, in Christianity or Islam. And I'm okay with that, honestly. Sounds kind of cool. I've always been atheist, but hey, if the man upstairs actually starts helping me with my life, The man upstairs can claim me as a believer. All the more power to you, sir. So that's a book that I read that I think important and useful. And I'm actually going to start reading Mastery. I did start reading Mastery by Brian Greene, which, look, I haven't consumed a lot of Greene's content. I read a summary of the 48 Laws of Power and I was like, what the fuck is this? This sounds like the most manipulative, like, toxic masculinity book I've ever seen. And I'm like, no thanks. So I automatically, like, have a distaste for Brian Greene. And I haven't watched any of the interviews on him because, I don't know, he looks like a toxic person. Like, I see interviews with him and I'm like, he wrote a book on seduction? Like, I wouldn't date him. I don't even think he's attractive. Like, I'm not gay, but I know when another man is objectively attractive. I could say it. And I'm like, I wouldn't date this man. Like, I wouldn't even consider him attractive. So I'm never giving him much credit. But I have to say, so far, Mastery, I'm only like a couple of pages in. I'm like, yeah, this checks out with my own theories on like what it takes to become a master in something. Which is maybe like why I like it, because I'm like, yeah, this checks out with my own beliefs, so it's good. Yeah, this makes sense. But it's kind of crazy how this year was also the year that I really got to know the way that I function, and I got to know the way that I interact with the world. And my one theory on that is that I always approach things in the same format. I always, like, if you were to see me in a class, or if we were to do something together, for the first month, you're like, oh my God, this guy's a dumbass. Because I will ask the most basic questions that you're like, didn't you learn this already? Like, we were taught this in the 3rd grade. And I have to ask those questions. Because here's the theory. I go into everything and I have to get the base foundation set. I have to know every little basic, obvious, like, clear-cut answer, because I have to know absolutely everything that's fundamental to what we're doing. And then I get more comfortable with what we're doing, and I'm like, okay, I kind of see how this connects to that, and this connects here, and this connects there. I get to see the big picture and how it all relates to one another. So the 2nd month in, I'm like, okay, now that I know how everything kind of works, what if we did this and we took it over here and we put it there? Or what if we connected this to this instead of this to this? That's when I started to come up with the ideas, because now that I know that everything works, it's like I can't even help coming up with ideas. That's just how I interact with the world. Like, I can't even help it. It just comes naturally. And then once you get comfortable with ideas, you start experimenting and you start testing them. And after a while of doing that, like in month 3, of course, this is exaggerated. In 3 months, you can't become like good at anything. But for the example, let's say in month 3, then you're like, all right, I got the basics down. I got the overall big picture. I can start I've been experimenting, I've been playing. Now I can consider myself good at this. Like, I know what I'm talking about and I can answer any question about this. That is when I always thought you were considered like an expert, or as Greene puts it, a master at something. And he pretty much he explains it in the exact same way. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I knew it was right, but now it's cool to see you writing about it too. So that book is long. Like, the PDF that I have is like 1,400 pages. I'm like, God damn, this is going to be fun. The thing about me is that I love books that are just like more entrepreneur and like how to learn. I guess the closest I would call it a self-help or like growth books, but I think it's more than that. I like books that are even outside of that realm. It's just books that are centered around like becoming really, really good at something. And it can be general, where like they're outright just for motivation, or they're very like specific down to a niche, like how to be really, really good at selling real estate to the CEOs of companies, and only real estate that is worth over $5 million. It can be as easy as you want, as long as it's teaching me something. I'm really set on it. Just unfortunately, not STEM anymore. Maybe in another universe, I got a Nobel Prize. I hope so. I would like that. I think I could have, but unfortunately, that interest dissipated. But yeah, I think that's the final thing on my mind. I'm impressed. This is actually going to be one of the longest videos that I've just talked about with no script. I think this is close to, I'm pretty sure it's over 20, approaching 30. That's not bad. That's not bad. But I think that's the update for this time around. I really hope I get this job, because it would just be easy. Like, I wouldn't have to go out looking again, and I'd get started soon. But if not, oh well, I'll find something. I don't feel, a part of me, a week ago, I would be like, fuck, I'm going nowhere with my life. But now I'm like, you know what, God? That's in your hands. You do what you can up there, and I'm gonna do what I can down here. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for my future, honestly. I'm 21. I wish I could have gone and started sooner in the real world. But hey, who knows who I'll be by 25. Ooh, there's also, if I worked, could you imagine having no friends? Not going out a single time. No bars, no restaurants, nothing. For 5 years. Like, let's say I did that. I'm turning 22 soon, so 5 years, I'll be 27. That to me is still young. That to me is like, if I did nothing in terms of my romantic relationships, if I didn't find a wifey by 27, and then at 27, I was like, you know what? I'm going to settle down with business and career for a bit, and I'm going to focus on my romantic relationships. I still got plenty of time. Like, when I get to 30, that's when I'm going to be like, yeah, maybe we should start thinking about something. But at 27, like, that's 3 years into 30, like, plenty of time, hopefully. Maybe have my wifey. It's pretty possible. So, thank you. If you watched this video, hit me up. Let's be friends. Because if you watch 30 minutes of me, like, come on. Marry me. Just kidding. Don't do that. I'll kill you. Goodbye.